guys, here's a new installment of some Redneb rigging. Today is just one aspect of fishing, old drum fishing. Hope you guys have enjoyed some of our fishing videos. We definitely got one up there where we have a few fish in the boat. It's taken a couple trips to get there, but we've actually had a great time landing some of those old fish. I tell you, it's a moving experience to be sitting there and holding that 50-pound fish and knowing how old it is. It definitely was a moving experience, and there was quite a few boats beside us that said it sounded like kind of sounded like I had a boat full of girls on the boat, and that was just me. So if you hear somebody yelling, you probably know it's me. But I want to be able to take the knowledge that I've gained from being able to fish with such great fishermen and Captain Joe and Captain Scott. They just know so much about this fishing, and I want to take that, get it on video for you guys so that you can get out there and enjoy this fishing too. First things first, where do we go? Alright, to get these type of fish, we got to be fishing some ledges. What we look for in all these trips, we went to a few different places and hit the ledge. What we want to do is get our boat sitting on that. We typically were on the 10 to 12 foot area, but we're right on the ledge so that when we threw from the front of the boat, it might be hitting 8-9 foot of water. Throwing beside the boat, the 12 foot, and then throwing out the back of the boat, we could be in as much as 18 to 21 foot of water. So you want to be able to hit all those water columns to be able to find where those fish are coming down, those ledges. So that's the first thing. We got to find that ledge. You can see here on I just took a little still of the Lowrance. You can see what kind of ledge I'm talking about. You can see where there's a couple different breaks there, and we want to position our boat so that it'll be sitting right in the middle of them. Now you need bait. Here's what you do. Call and get some bait ahead of time. Don't go down there without any, because you might get your trip spoiled, especially if you're not familiar with the area, don't exactly know where to go and cast for some bait. So go get you some mullet. 15 pounds will probably be plenty for the night. You're going to have some bait stillers, so you're going to have plenty to be able to make it through. 15 to 20 pounds is what we usually take. You can always cast net, and I always do cast net for some live bait while I'm out there, but not just live bait. You can put them in the cooler as well, and that's the freshest bait you're going to have. But give old Dave Stewart at Meadowside Beach and Tackle a call. He's got some mullet for you, and you'll be able to call ahead of time. I'll put the number at the end of the video. Just tell him old Redneb sent you down there, and he's got some good fresh mullet for you to help you land that fish. So that takes care of our bait. We're off to the next thing. Next thing is your rig. You got to use Owen rig, legal. You got to be legal. I think it's 6 inches. Don't quote me to this. I can't be honest with you. I can't remember if it's from the. I think it's from the end of the hook to the weight. But here's one here. You can tie these yourself. Actually, my buddy Mike picked these up the other day. He picked up a few packs of these, custom marine, just an Owen rig, a couple to a pack for $7.40. So they're not cheap, but you don't lose them. I mean, like I said, we run about 7 lines out, so you need 7 of them. So now you've got your bait and you got your rig. Pretty easy so far. Okay, so we've got where we're going. We've got our bait. We've got our rigs, Owen rigs, ready to roll. Now what? We got to find our spot. So we go out there, we find our spot on our GPS, we find that ledge. We get there by not running on the shoal. Try to get around the shoal, come to your spot, put your anchor out as soft as possible, lower it down, be as quiet as possible, and then get that chum slick out. Get your chum bag, your gulp chum bag, your cut up menhaden, whatever you want to use. Get that out, get that chum slick going, and be as quiet as possible. Don't be slamming hatches. Some people actually say that you don't want to turn your sonar on. Turn your sonar off. Get that clicking noise off. I'm not real sure how important that is, but the main importance is stay quiet. Those fish are not going to come to you if you're making a racket. Get your lines out. at least 2 out the back, couple out the sides, and 1 off the front, 1 or 2 off the front. Get them all spread out in those different depths. Next thing is we cut up our bait. I'll show you. We do chunks about that big. We use the head, and we use every bit of the mullet. So put all that on there, hook it through the top, throw it out with a circle hook. The main thing is with the bait, you're going to be changing baits out. You're gonna have little crabs. You're gonna have things taking the bait, little bait takers. So you need to make sure you constantly are going around checking. You can kind of pull back on the rod a little bit, and you'll be able to tell if there's any bait left on it. And then you know you need to pull it in, change it out. Keep fresh bait. Also, run a chum slick. We use the Gulp chum. We put that out as soon as we get there. We put that out and get that going, and that's good. And you can actually refresh that with menhaden oil. We do that all the time. I think Joe's got one that he's been using for a couple years that way. So it gets a good chum slick going, and you're ready to roll. Now it's kind of a waiting game. You're going to sit back, you're going to change out those baits. Keep fresh baits in the water. You got your little bait stillers. If you're pulling your baits in and you pull the bait in, it's real dark, real nasty looking, you're probably not on a live bottom, so you might want to pull up and move. You want the baits to be coming back in clean, and so sit there, wait it out. If they're coming in clean, sit there, wait for those fish to smell that all that chum that you put out, and be ready for a fight. You might catch you a ray, you might catch you a big old fat nasty drum, but whatever it is, when it tugs, it's going to be fun. You're going to have a blast. I will promise you that. Lastly, we're going to hit on one little part. When you're coming out to that section that you picked out, and there's another boat or multiple boats sitting out there, make sure that you keep in mind that they've done those steps to get there and be as quiet as possible, and they are in the process of fishing. Try to do your best to stay as quiet. Don't go through chum slicks. If you see them, stay off the shoals. Come around the shoals to get into your spot. But just remember, when you set up and someone goes through your chum slick, your fishing shut down for 30 to 45 minutes typically. So just be real courteous. Let's get out there, have a lot of fun together, guys, and enjoy these great gifts, these beautiful old drum together. Hope you have a lot of fun, and don't hesitate to give us a call if you got any questions, or just shoot me an email. And always remember that these things are here to help. If you want to get some one-on-one advice, give me a call, 252-259-7713, because I've got Captain Scott Wood and Captain Joe Ward ready to take you guys out on your drum fishing adventure. Thank you guys, and we'll talk to you soon. Sweet little woman, get it on.